Are you tired of second-guessing every decision? Do you find yourself constantly overthinking and overworking, yet still feeling stuck? It's time to explore a different path, one that leads to greater peace, success, and fulfillment. In this video, we'll dive deep into the power of trust and how it can change your life. Let's start by looking at the overthinking trap many of us fall into. Our minds are powerful tools, but sometimes they can work against us. We analyze every situation, weigh every option, and still struggle to make choices. This endless cycle of thought can leave us feeling exhausted and paralyzed. It's like trying to solve a puzzle with too many pieces. The more we think, the more complicated it becomes. Overthinking often stems from a fear of making mistakes or a desire for perfection. We believe that if we consider every possible outcome, we'll be prepared for anything. But in reality, this approach often leads to increased anxiety and indecision. It's important to recognize the signs that you're caught in this cycle. Do you find yourself replaying conversations in your head, imagining worst-case scenarios, or unable to make decisions without extensive pro-con lists? These are all indicators that overthinking might be holding you back. The problem with excessive thinking is that it can prevent us from taking action. We become so caught up in our thoughts that we miss opportunities or fail to enjoy the present moment. It's like trying to drive a car while constantly looking in the rearview mirror. You can't move forward effectively if you're always focused on what's behind you. Now, let's talk about another common issue, the tendency to overwork. In today's fast-paced world, there's often pressure to be productive all the time. We push ourselves to work longer hours, take on more projects, and constantly strive for better results. While hard work is valuable, there's a point where it becomes counterproductive. Constant work without adequate rest can lead to burnout. It's like trying to run a marathon at sprint speed. Eventually, you'll run out of energy. When we're overworked, our creativity suffers, our decision-making abilities decline, and our overall well-being takes a hit. It's crucial to understand that rest and relaxation are not luxuries, they're necessary components of success and happiness. Many people believe that working more equals achieving more, but this isn't always true. In fact, taking breaks and allowing yourself time to recharge can actually boost your productivity and effectiveness. It's about working smarter, not just harder. Think of your mind and body as a rechargeable battery. You need to plug in and power up regularly to perform at your best. So, if overthinking and overworking aren't the answer, what is? This is where trust comes in. Trust is the missing piece that can help us break free from these counterproductive patterns. But what does trust really mean in our daily lives? Trust is about having confidence in yourself, others, and the flow of life. It's the ability to let go of the need for constant control and believe that things will work out, even if you can't see the entire path ahead. Trust doesn't mean being passive or naive. It's an active choice to have faith in your abilities and the process of life. When we lack trust, it affects every aspect of our lives. We hesitate to take risks, struggle to form deep connections with others, and live in a state of constant worry. It's like trying to swim while holding your breath. You can do it for a short while, but eventually, you need to relax and trust that you'll float. One powerful tool in developing trust is learning to listen to your intuition. Your inner voice, that gut feeling, is often more reliable than you might think. It's the culmination of your experiences, knowledge, and subconscious observations. When you learn to tune into this intuition, you'll find that many decisions become clearer and easier. Intuition works in various ways. Sometimes it's a feeling of excitement or energy about a particular choice. Other times, it's a sense of calmness or rightness when you think about a certain path. Learning to recognize and trust these feelings can guide you towards choices that align with your true self and values. Of course, trusting your intuition doesn't mean ignoring logical thinking altogether. It's about finding a balance between your rational mind and your inner wisdom. Think of it as having two advisors, your logical mind and your intuition. When they work together, you can make decisions that are both practical and deeply satisfying. One of the biggest challenges in learning to trust is letting go of the need for control. Many of us believe that if we plan everything perfectly, we can avoid all problems and guarantee success. But life is inherently unpredictable, and trying to control every aspect of it is not only impossible, but also exhausting. Letting go of control doesn't mean becoming careless or irresponsible. Instead, it's about understanding that not everything is within your power to manage. It's recognizing that sometimes the best plan is to be open to what comes and trust in your ability to handle whatever arises. When you release the need for constant control, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You become more flexible and adaptable, which are crucial skills in our ever-changing world. It's like being a tree in the wind. Those that bend and sway are much less likely to break than those that try to stand rigid against the storm. Building self-trust is a crucial step in this process. Self-trust is the foundation upon which all other forms of trust are built. It's about having confidence in your abilities, judgments, and choices. When you trust yourself, you're better equipped to navigate life's challenges and opportunities. To build self-trust, start by keeping promises to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it. This builds integrity and shows yourself that you are reliable. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Acknowledge the times when you've overcome obstacles or made good decisions. This reinforces your belief in your own capabilities. It's also important to be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Self-trust isn't about being perfect, it's about knowing that you can handle both successes and setbacks. Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding you would offer a good friend. As you develop self-trust, you'll find it easier to trust others and life in general. Opening up to support and guidance from others doesn't make you weak, it makes you stronger. No one succeeds entirely on their own, and being able to rely on others when needed is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. Trusting life means seeing setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Every challenge you face has the potential to teach you something valuable. When you trust in the process of life, you can approach difficulties with curiosity rather than fear. Finding the right balance between action and trust is key. It's not about sitting back and expecting everything to fall into place without effort. Rather, it's about taking purposeful action while also having faith in the process. Think of it as planting a garden. You do the work of preparing the soil and planting the seeds, but you also trust in the natural process of growth. There will be times when you need to push forward and times when it's better to let things unfold naturally. Learning to distinguish between these situations is part of developing wisdom and trust. It's like sailing a boat. Sometimes you need to adjust the sails and steer actively, while other times you can trust the wind and current to carry you forward. Creating a lifestyle based on trust involves incorporating daily practices that reinforce this mindset. This could include meditation, journaling, or simply taking time each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for. These practices help shift your focus from worry and control to appreciation and trust. As you cultivate trust in your life, you may notice changes in various areas. Relationships often improve as you become more open and less guarded. Work can become more enjoyable and less stressful as you trust in your abilities and the natural flow of projects. Your overall sense of well-being may increase as you let go of the need to constantly worry and plan. One of the biggest obstacles to trust is fear of the unknown. We often cling to what's familiar, even if it's not serving us well, because we're afraid of what might happen if we let go. But facing uncertainty with courage is where real growth happens. It's like standing at the edge of a diving board. The unknown might seem scary, but it's only by jumping that you can experience the exhilaration of flight and the refreshing plunge into the water. Taking leaps of faith, whether big or small, helps build your trust muscles. Start with small steps outside your comfort zone and gradually work up to bigger challenges. Each time you face the unknown and come out the other side, you build confidence in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. Ultimately, cultivating trust can lead to a greater sense of inner peace. When you're not constantly trying to control everything or overthink every decision, you create space for calm and contentment. It's like the difference between struggling against a strong current and learning to float. When you trust, you can relax into the flow of life. Reducing stress and anxiety is a natural outcome of developing trust. When you believe in yourself and have faith in the process of life, many of the worries that used to plague you begin to lose their power. You'll find that you can remain calm even in the midst of chaos, knowing that you have the inner resources to handle whatever comes your way. As we wrap up, let's recap the key points we've covered. We started by looking at the traps of overthinking and overworking, and how they can hold us back from living fully. We explored the concept of trust, in ourselves, in others, and in life, and how it can transform our approach to challenges and opportunities. We discussed the power of intuition, the importance of letting go of control, and how to build self-trust. We looked at ways to balance action with trust, and how to create a lifestyle that nurtures this mindset. We also addressed the fear of the unknown and how facing it can lead to tremendous growth. The journey to trusting more and thinking less is ongoing. It's not about reaching a perfect state where you never worry or overthink. Instead, it's about developing a new approach to life, one where you have confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Starting today, you can begin to make small shifts towards greater trust. Pay attention to your intuition. Practice letting go of the need to control everything. Be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Open up to support from others. Face the unknown with courage. Remember, every step you take towards trust is a step towards a more peaceful, fulfilling life. It's a journey worth taking, and it starts with a simple decision, the decision to trust. So, are you ready to start trusting more and thinking less? The path to a more balanced, joyful life is waiting for you. Take that first step today.